Hi, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Good evening if you're in Hong Kong, and good morning if you are in the US. Today, you're joining us in our third episode of Live with Zoup, brought to you by no other than Non-Fungibles, the world's largest NFT and non-fungible markets data platform, where we analyze market trends and NFT gems while answering all of your community questions with Gauthier, the COO and co-founder of Non-Fungibles. This is Anissa and Justin, and in the next 45 minutes, we will be answering all of your questions about NFT games, art, collectibles, and the metaverse. In the last few days, Gian has been gathering questions from you guys about NFT projects on Ethereum you want to learn more about, and Zoup will bring out his incredible backlog of data to explore their history and growth trajectory in real time. So if you have any questions about NFT projects live, please feel free to post them into stream text, and Gian will be directing them to us, and we will try to answer every single one of them. We will also be having a very special Learn to Earn game during the stream today, so make sure you stay tuned for that. That said, while we gather some of our community questions, Gauthier, thank you so much for coming on once again. What have you and Non-Fungibles been up to this past week?
Hey, thanks for the invitation once more. It's still a pleasure to be there. What's up? So many new projects. It's really hard to keep up with all these new projects, all these new collectibles, all these new trends. I mean, what we've seen recently is some sort of dip in terms of market volume after the craze of the past few weeks. I mean, we've seen more than $1 billion traded over not this week, the past week. So it was, maybe a little too much regarding the current state of the market. But yeah, it looks like we have seen some sort of a countdown, and we are currently at something like 200 million traded per week, which is some sort of a normal threshold today.
Fascinating. Yeah, no, I was seeing how PFP projects, I think, have gone down a bit more in sales recently for the past week. But I think with that, we're seeing a revival in art pieces and established artists recently, too, especially with, seeing how Christie's and more auction houses are moving towards more of those established artists in the crypto space that actually have pedigree now. Awesome. All right. Well, before we dive into the questions, Justin, I know that we have quite a few community questions of projects that they are excited to ask Zoup all of their questions about. So that said, let's get started.
Yes, one thing I think we've got a lot of community questions all the time about is punks and axes. They seem to be taking up a huge amount of the requests we had to touch on. So why don't we start with axes?
Sure. Do you have specific questions about axes, or is it just a global idea about what I think about? I mean, I've a lot of things to say about Axie Infinity. So.
I was going to say, there's a few questions. People wanted to know how they've been able to maintain a dominant position compared to so many other projects, and how kids are becoming familiar with blockchains through them.
Yeah. I mean, that's a difficult one, because in this kind of success there are so many factors. It's not like just a good business model or just good marketing or communication. There are so many things. They have started extremely early. They have started in the something like mid 2018 or maybe early 2018. So they were really at the very beginning of the NFT space, and they are part of this project that have built something because they're really trusted in the potential of NFT and of blockchain gaming. So they have never surfed over the hype or over some sort of a trend, and they have included this kind of play to earn, let's say, the DeFi mechanism within a game, and that works perfectly. So it's really a perfect combination of good marketing. Geos has done a terrific job on that for years. I mean, I've met him a couple of times at different events, and that's funny because he was basically at the event, and he always had a couple of time and meeting to spend with the community, because he was in touch with a local community in New York or others, and they care about their core community. I've met some people from the French Axie Infinity community a couple of years ago, and that was just crazy to consider that there is a French Axie Infinity community in 2019. I mean, that was, yes, really surprising. So people were passionate about Axie way before it was profitable to play that game. They were really like, okay, there is a ranking, there is something to, to enjoy there. And now, basically, and as a player myself, I can tell that, of course, it's cool because, yeah, it's profitable. You can make money just, with the SLP or AXS, but the game is really cool. And I mean, when you're really playing against other people, you really have that thrill of, yeah, when you win, you just crushed your opponent. So there is something really, really addictive in this game. And basically, you can just play something like, in 2 or 3 minutes, and you can just have this little game. And yeah, a lot of friends of mine around me just knock on my door and are like, "Hey, I've heard that you know Axie Infinity. Can you maybe give me a scholarship or something?" And this is the kind of people that don't know what is blockchain, that don't care about crypto, but they know basically that you can make money with a game, and that game is kind of cool. So that's just impressive how they have succeeded in reaching out to people that are not into blockchain or crypto. So to answer the question about why they are the only one to have that success for now, I would say that a combination of all of that, and maybe we'll see a lot of projects, turning their pivoting their business model or their mechanism to look like Axie. But as I said the last time, their global mechanism is extremely complex, and it's still not perfect. For example, the SLP, the currency that you earn within the game, there is no limited supply. So there is, for now, a huge chance that the currency keep losing value over time. So yeah, I don't know. They will probably find a lot of fixes to that.
Absolutely. The other thing I sit there and wonder about this is, I mean, obviously they're still early stages. They've got the battling and that sort of thing, and they haven't implemented any of the land play and how that's going to be integrated in the larger sort of thing. How do you think they're going to target that now with so much focus on the play to earn aspect? Do you think they're going to be able to get back to the playing just because it's fun and not because there's money to be made?
That's what they've tried to do recently when they updated the play to earn mechanism. Basically, they've splitted all the reward by 2. So basically, you are able to generate 100 SLP per day in the player versus environment game. Now it's only 50. The daily reward was at 50. It's now 25. So I think that they really try to incentivize people to play and to play well. I've forgotten the name, but basically, when there is a reward and basically every really bad player or player that are just farming and playing like a no-brain gaming, basically it kills the game. If you have so many people that are just throwing cards or just throwing axes, not really playing, the game really loses its interest. So I think they are really working hard on incentivizing the real gaming, and basically this reward, this tournament they organize are really meant for that, to incentivize the good gamers. I have no idea how they are going to implement the land items and everything in this, play to earn mechanism. But yeah, I hope they will do some magic with that too.
Absolutely. I definitely feel that that change they made recently was more about increasing the people playing in that PvP, because there were so many people that were just going after the PvE aspect because it was so easy to farm in there. And you're seeing some of those people then that are, I guess, unhappy now because they're not able to earn as much. So I do wonder long term what the impact of that is. Because people were so incentivized by the money aspect of it, and now they're trying to bring that back.
Yeah, and when there is money to make, people can become extremely smart and extremely malicious, and that's basically what happened. And I mean, I won't be too precise, but basically in Axie you have some energies that you can use to play your parties, your game. Sorry, to play your game. And once your energies are used, basically you're done for the day, and you have to wait for the next day. So basically, what people used to do is basically that they had 3 axes. They played on an account. And once the energy were used, basically they transfer the 3 axes to another account. So they had 20 new energies and so on. So basically they were able to play something like 10 different on 10 different accounts with the 3 same axes on the same day. Axie has spotted that, and they have banned something like 30,000 axes. And of course the accounts related to that. So they are chasing basically all these malicious behaviors. And in the scholarship system, there are so many drifts, so many people that have some sort of malicious use of a scholarship. So it's just like when you are building an antivirus. Basically, the people that are building the virus, the malicious guys, will always try to move faster than you. So basically, they will keep chasing these malicious behaviors, but there's nothing you can do. There will always be malicious behaviors.
Yeah, absolutely. We also had some questions about the SLP and the increasing supply, and what your thought was of it having basically an infinite cap, because as long as people are generating it and there's not the SLP being burnt from breeding, that SLP supply is just going to continue to go up.
Yep. Today VSLP can be used and basically can be burned when you're breeding axes to create a new axis. The thing is that to burn this SLP, to use actually the SLP, you need to own some AXS, which is the second cryptocurrency from Axie, and you need to own 2 axes. So basically, it's pretty expensive to have 2 axes and have AXS, and the more breed you make, the more expensive it becomes. So the thing is that I would say 90% of the people that earn SLP are not able to pay for 2 axes, 2 more axes, or to pay for the AXS. So basically, all the scholars that are just generating SLP are just dumping the SLP as much as they can. They receive the SLP and they sell it instantly. So I would say that the current system is not perfect for that. There is no cap, which is totally understandable, because basically you are generating SLP on a daily basis. But really a few person in the game are able to actually use and burn their SLP. So I have no figure, to be honest, but I would say that maybe 5% of the SLP generated is actually burned, and the rest is just basically traded on the market. So that's why it went from 20 cents to 8 or 9 cents right now in a couple of months.
So is SLP or the Axies being or the marketplace, is that something that you're tracking in your sales yet, or is since the move to Ronin, has that been something that's still coming?
That's something. I mean, we are currently in touch with the Axie team because basically we are running 2 Ronin node. One basically to validate the transaction on the Ronin blockchain, and a second one which is just to scrap the chain. The thing is that we are checking with their team to be able to scrap the chain faster than it gets written, because there is just so many transactions and it's really hard to keep up with the chain. So we are almost ready. I think we are something like we have a lag of 3 weeks or something. So we are almost there, tracking Axie Infinity and have all the detail of all the sales.
Really I look forward to seeing that. Yeah, I'd love to see that the value of the Axies over time, as well as the market volume. It's been some huge fluctuations. So.
Well, yeah. The price has really dropped pretty drastically recently for most axes, because when basically you are able to make money with extremely low quality axes, basically even the crappiest axis was at something like 300 or 400 USD at floor price. Now that basically you need good axes to really actually play the game and play versus real players. The crappy axes floor price moved to less than 200 USD, and the good ones are now way more expensive. So all the bad axes are now extremely cheap, and the price keep falling. So
Yeah, that's certainly something that I noticed. I had a small farm of just general breeding axes, because that seems to be what everyone was after, was just throw any combination together. So those aren't so sought after anymore.
yeah, having a pure axis is not necessarily the perfect combination, to be honest. There are some fancy combination of skills. I will give you some advice down the road if you want.
Absolutely. Really quickly, I just want to give a shout out to Pascal Boyard in Periscope. He actually tuned in. So I know that Zoup, you're a huge fan of him. So just want to give a shout out there. Exactly. We're just capital over there. I know that the community has been wanting to see if whether there's any non-prominent projects you would like to see, or they would like to see your first impression of live. So again, the community has already asked, some of the projects that they would like to hear more about. And I think that one, it's not really non-prominent, but a lot of people have heard about is YGG. Myself, I'm not too familiar with it, but I know Justin is familiar with it. So just want to hear your impressions live.
Sure. So I know about YGG for a pretty long time now. I've met, if I'm not mistaken, it's Gabby Dyson, one of the founder, or maybe even the CEO. So maybe I may share my screen just because I'm currently on their website. It's this one, all right. So YGG. So I don't know if everyone is familiar with YGG. It's the Yield Guild game. So basically, it's some sort of a trust within the blockchain gaming industry. And what they have done is, to be honest, extremely smart. They have purchased a lot, really a lot of assets in different blockchain games or blockchain projects. I know they have that, but I think they have a lot of land in Decentraland, in CryptoVoxel, Somnium Space. They are extremely large holders of that. They are extremely active in Axie too. I don't have the exact list of all the projects they're active in, but basically what they do is that they try to enhance the professional gaming within the NFT industry. So basically, I'm a pro gamer. I'm extremely good at. I can be extremely passionate, but I can't necessarily afford 3 good axes. I can't afford to pay for Origin or Mystic axes, or I can't afford Somnium Space parcels. So I just knock on YGG door, and they will basically lend me or rent me some quality assets to play the game. And of course, I don't know exactly how that works, but basically they will take part of the benefits. So basically, they allow everyone to play and earn something from these games. If you look at the top, even the top 20 of the best players in Axie, a lot of them have the YGG label somewhere. So they are extremely, extremely big. I know they have raised a lot recently. I don't recall the exact number, but yeah, I know they have raised a lot. So yeah, these guys were really true pioneers in that. I hope that it will continue to enhance the blockchain gaming industry as a whole and as a really proper industry, and it won't turn into just a money making machine, because there is way more value in helping the NFT industry to grow and to basically attract good gamers than just making money on a short-term basis.
Absolutely. I feel like they've definitely focused more on the adoption rather than decentralization, which I feel like is a model that a lot of now gaming protocols are following, which I think is definitely a great choice. Absolutely.
They're in the sandbox too, in League of Kingdoms. Yeah, they're in so many games. I've lost track of all the games they're active in.
In games like Axia, I mean, I think that's where a lot of people know them from predominantly. Obviously, being able to breed Axies and not having a finite supply of those is, means they can grow and not kind of take over other aspects or guilds or that sort of thing that may be around. What do you think of their dominance that they have, the fact that they were able to raise so many funds and have a large treasury in that? In the sense of when new projects going out, do you think that there's a risk of centralization that they're going to be able to, buy up all the land or all the, whatever assets it is in what they're aiming for, and basically re-centralizing decentralized assets?
That's a risk. Basically, there are two risks there. The first one is about, as you say, to centralize things that are meant to be decentralized. And the second one is basically to lose this notion of true ownership. Because the one who truly own everything would be a trust like YGG and not the end user. Just because basically, as when you are that big, you are able to make the market and you are able to raise the price of, I don't know, Axie land to, I don't know, $500,000 just because you can. So in that case, the traditional gamers won't be able to afford these assets anymore just because, as you said, they have aped everything. But on the other end, what is a really good thing in my opinion is that they really come from the NFT space. They are not, like these totally outsiders that just went for the hype and to make quick money. I know they have raised a lot. I know they are extremely powerful, even financially speaking. But these guys, and I've met Gabby at NFT NYC a couple of years ago, and yeah, I think they have a real vision of what blockchain gaming can become. And yeah, that's why I say that I hope it won't turn into just a profit making machine. They can definitely generate millions. I have absolutely no doubt about that. But yeah, I just hope that they keep this notion, these efforts, this global philosophy they have about enhancing the gaming industry and not just basically spoiling the true players.
Yeah, that's been my concern as well, is that people are getting too used to the play to earn aspect and losing the reason why they originally got into gaming in the first place. And that's, ultimately to have fun and enjoy it. So,
at the end of the day, if they have not done that, someone else will enter the space and do exactly what they do. Just because, I mean, that's obvious. That's definitely something you can build that can create value and that create profit. So I prefer to have some sort of a team with so many advisors and team members that are coming from the NFT space rather than a pure VC that doesn't care about NFT and is just there to make money. So
yeah. What are your thoughts around gaming as a larger aspect? Do you think that it's something that, 10 years from now, that all games are going to be seeking to implement some sort of blockchain link to, whether that be the character or the name or the inventory?
I don't know. Maybe not all games. I'm kind of sure that within a year or two, we'll see, I don't know, maybe 90% of the games will have a blockchain something or crypto something, just because, it's NFT hype. But I think this will decrease at some point, and this will, remain focused on where it really brings value. Because at the end of the day, everything could be stored on the blockchain. But does that really mean something? Is it really necessary? Maybe not. But in in some projects, like I don't know, let's say World of Warcraft or something like that. I mean, considering that your the loot, the stuff, your character is on chain, that makes total sense. I mean, that's definitely something that that could that could bring value to the game, and that could definitely be a good use case for NFTs. So yeah, I'm still convinced that gaming is a perfect fit for NFTs, but yeah, I don't think that all games should move to NFTs or that all games should be on the blockchain.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm seeing a huge variety of different games coming in, and we've had a couple of community requests, in particular for Zed Run and Chicken Derby. Both, I guess, less hands-on type of approach. You've got the breeding aspect and things like that in there, but replacing a traditional horse racing type of thing. I know we've got some fans in the whale community of those. What are they? How do they fit in the bigger picture? Do you think that there's going to be a lot more of that sort of thing coming out, or?
So, to be honest, I've heard about Zed Run long time ago. I don't remember exactly when, but it really goes like it was one of the OG games. But to be honest, I've heard about Chicken Derby today because it's one of the projects I've missed in the space. So if you don't mind, I'll just basically discover the project in real time with you guys, because yeah, I've heard about that today, and I'd really like to do my little. Oh, does that work? Yeah. To do my due diligence with you guys. So this is Chicken Derby. Okay, so
That is.
oh my gosh.
This is just fantastic. I love this already.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So to be completely honest, I don't know anything about these games, this project. So I'm like, okay, that's a verified one. Okay, they have a collection on OpenSea. Looks pretty legit. But the most fun and exciting Ethereum-based game where you can own blah blah blah. Okay, that's just personal feeling. When a game tells you that is the most fun and exciting, okay, it's probably fun and exciting. I don't know if it's the most fun and exciting, but yeah, why not? Brewed with the makers of Ganja Farmer. Okay, the floor price is extremely low, which could be a good thing because it means there is not that much other speculation right now, which may be a good thing. So okay, there is a lot of ifs, so potentially a lot of trades. Okay. I always look at the activity too. Okay, so okay, there is definitely a lot of sales, recent sales, and the price basically increased. Okay, these are basically good signals so far. So okay, let's look at the website. Oh my gosh. Well, so what do we have there? So far, I haven't really understood what the game is about, to be honest. I mean, I've just checked that, and on the website, I don't really understand what this is about.
I
Okay,
think it's a similar sort of thing to Zed Run, except they're replacing horses with chickens. And as they've mentioned there's some hilarious and unexpected moments. I personally haven't played it myself, so I'm not too sure how hilarious it is, but it certainly has a different style to it than Zed Run.
Okay. So basically, you buy a chicken, you raise a chicken, you earn ETH. So okay. Okay. I mean, yeah, that reminds me to these, old Flash games that we had something like 20 years ago, where basically where I mean, when I was at school at that time, and you just didn't want to work, basically you may spend some time on the Flash game for a couple of minutes, and that was always, extremely intellectual game. So you really have to think a lot, like yeah. This kind of stuff, basically. So you know what? I mean, that's totally normal. I mean, that's part of the global gaming industry. Everyone is thinking about the AAA with this, large studio like Ubisoft and everything, but most of the games are more casual games like that, and that's totally okay. If you can just spend 2 minutes, don't think that much and just enjoy your chicken doing something fancy, okay, why not? I mean, Zed Run looks a little more futuristic, but I mean that's part of what we've always known in terms of gaming. Wow, I forgot Zed Run was that futuristic, but wow, they've done a lot of progress in terms of look and feel. So anyway, yeah, I definitely think we'll see more and more projects like that. And even if they are surfing on the hype about play to earn and everything, okay, why not? As always, that's part of the global experiment that needs to be done around NFTs and around gaming. So, I mean, that looks like actually that's a real game. I don't think that there is anything malicious there, never with Zed Run. So, yeah, I'm not personally a huge fan of them, but why not?
I was just having a look at both of them side by side at the moment. I did notice that the floor price on Zed Run was about 60% of the Chicken Derby, although Zed Run seemed substantially more volume traded. Yeah, I mean, face value, I did kind of picture Chicken Derby as maybe a lower entry point, but no, I'm not so sure.
Let's see how it works. Atari X Zed Run skin collection. Oh gosh. The floor price, yeah, the floor price is really close, but wow, there is so much volume there. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, no, sorry, it's not what I want.
I think a big portion of volume would be the fact that Zed Run has been around for quite some time as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I don't know what is that addictive with Zed Run. Yeah, I think I'll probably grab a couple of them after the after the live just to see if I can become addicted to.
Oh my gosh.
What are you looking for in a chicken?
Oh my God.
I may start with that one. Anyway.
So I guess in contrast to ones like Chicken Derby and that have moved across to Polygon and relatively new, how are things like CryptoPunks trading, and how's the popularity on that compared? That's a very OG project by comparison. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've done a couple of analyses recently about CryptoPunks for Bloomberg, and just one of the things we've discovered is that basically all the punks have been claimed in a couple of hours in June 2017. So the 10,000 punks have been claimed in a couple of hours by I can tell you how many wallets. That's not one of the questions. Sorry, that was not the question, but yeah, just that I found that pretty interesting. Yeah, only 287 wallets grabbed the 10,000 punks at that time. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah, really hardcore collectors. So yeah, sorry, what was the question?
So then I thought I'd put out a question to the community, and we'll play a bit of a learn to earn quiz. I thought I'd see what people were thinking. So what was it? You said 237 wallets initially.
Mm-hmm. 287, yep.
Oh, 287. So I guess the question for people to have a guess is what the percentage of the punks from those original wallets is circulating in the market.
That's a good one. This is exciting to see how much the community knows about punks. I mean, we're seeing it. I don't even choose to see it on my Twitter, and it just pops up. It's not my choice. It just recommended to me at this point. So let's bring up punks that way. So I'm sure everyone's basically the same at this point. So let's see who pays the most attention to it, and who pays the most attention to Twitter at this point too.
I feel like this is something that we need to get Adidas in on as well. He's got some punks, so I wonder if he's got some better knowledge across and better expectations of what that might be.
Absolutely. So the first one to get it right gets one whale as well.
Wow.
Whoa, a whole whale.
But that's a really tricky one, to be honest. When we discovered the answer to this question, when we basically run the analysis, we have been extremely surprised by the figures. So yeah, I think everyone will be surprised too. So what are
So have you
the?
got a graph of that over time you can bring up after we let people have a bit of a guess?
Oh, I don't have exactly a chart, but I have a lot of figures. Yeah, I haven't
Okay.
spent the time necessary to build a chart. Sorry. But yeah,
Well,
I can definitely share something with you right after.
So we've had a
what
few
are the?
people guessing, but no one's got it right yet. But we've got a couple getting close.
Okay, you're not that far, guys.
Some really close now.
Okay. Oh, you're not far. You're not far. You're not far. Um.
There we
So
go.
Yep.
Ninja
And
Turtles.
Ninja
Oh,
Turtles, you got it. Absolutely. 63% of the supply is in circulation. So it means that, yep, good one. Ninja Turtles, congrats. Yeah, only 63% of the supply is in circulation.
So
So,
by that, you're saying that 37% of the supply is not left that 287 wallets?
absolutely. So just to give you a notion of that, so that's the reality. Basically, in 2018, only 7.7% of the supply circulated. In 2019, 8%, because honestly, no one really cared about CryptoPunks at that time. 2020, you see there is the beginning of a pump. 2021, all the OGs who basically purchased a punk previously were like, oh gosh, I got one, I can sell it. Who wants? So basically, between 2020 and 2021, 52% of the supply circulated, and from 2018 and now we've seen 63% of the supply that has circulated. So we guess, but we can't guarantee, but we guess that the rest is maybe lost or just stuck on some wallet because, yeah, you just lose the seed phrase or you just forgot that you get one or then, yeah, these things happen.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say as well. That obviously you can't gauge that sort of number, but it would be interesting to know how many are lost and how many people just decided to hold on to it because they're seeing the price of them escalate to.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I think the floor was about 200,000 last time I checked, and I don't know whether they're holding on to it to wait for 1 million or what, but it would be an interesting stat to know. So.
Yeah. And something else we've identified, and that's that doesn't spoil the next question, is that we've seen a huge peak in terms of price of CryptoPunks in 2021, but this is not totally organic. I mean, do you see my screen there? All right.
Yep.
So what we have there is basically the volume of purchase per wallet over time. So you have the top buyers there, and basically you may see that the top buyers basically purchase so many ways. Sorry, not so many ways. No, so many punks in September and October 2020. So before the craze around NFTs and punks. So basically, they were just filling their bags at that time, and they knew exactly what they were doing. So if you just look at that, almost 1,000 punks have been purchased by these guys just in a single month. So that was they were basically they were just getting ready for the pump.
That's quite a centralized supply.
Absolutely. And maybe we can introduce the next question about the
Yeah,
centralization
so
of the.
well, that and we had another follow-up question of those I had for you of those 287 wallets. Do you know, or do you have stats of how many of those are currently active still? And that would help to give some sort of idea on whether it's been lost or not.
Um, Actually, it's something we should be able to calculate. We haven't done that yet, but yeah, we should be able to tell you how many of them are still active in the NFT space, or if basically if they had any kind of activity recently. It's definitely something we should be able to do. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting start, I think, to see. So.
Mhm.
I think another question maybe for the people listening in that we can throw up is of the complete supply of punks, what percentage are owned by the top 100 wallets, like the top 100 whales? How much of the supply do they own in a percentage? And so we'll throw up another, what are we going to do? Another one whale?
Another one whale.
All right, another one whale
Oh.
to the first person that can sit there and get that number right.
These are tough questions. So I think
Absolutely. That's a super tough one. So is
They
it,
are.
have you asked about the complete supply or just the circulating supply?
The complete supply. So of
The
the
complete supply.
original,
Okay.
yeah.
So
But
by
I mean, I
the
know
top
the
100.
answer, so
Whoa.
I can look out for the right one. And I mean, even that answer kind of surprised me.
So many answers. No one has guessed so far. I've seen an answer really close, but we got it. Mr. Singh.
Yeah.
Mr. Singh found the right answer. Absolutely. 46% of the entire supply.
wow.
And that's owned by just 100 wallets.
Exactly. And if you look at the circulating supply, it means that 72% of the circulating supply is owned by 100 wallets. That's extremely centralized. And if you look at the top 10 wallets, I have some figures about that too. If you look at the top 10 wallets, they own 1,700 punks. So basically, that's 27% of the available supply and 17% of the entire supply. Only 10 wallets own 27% of the circulating supply.
Wow, at the current price, that's quite a hold they have there.
Yeah, definitely.
So we had some other questions here from the community. They wanted to know, back to gaming by the look of it. They had Star Atlas versus Star Citizen. What do you think will succeed?
So I follow Star Citizen pretty closely. I'm pretty impressed by what they've done. I've heard about Star Atlas, but I'm not that aware of where they are and if they are. Um,
Taking a very different approach to Star Citizen as opposed to trying to build the whole game and release it predominantly as one big game, aside from the little mini game that Star Citizen had. Their plan is basically to start with a mini game and then build out from that. So at the moment, it's only at the position to be able to buy some ships and some assets and things like that. But they've got more of that coming soon.
Okay.
It was only about a week ago, and they've updated their website.
Wow.
I found it quite impressive, and it
Wow.
got me to buy into some of those. So
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would love something like Star Citizen to use blockchain. I mean, that would be a perfect fit. I mean, that's something basically where that's necessarily decentralized. You need people to build the game, to build the industry, the ecosystem with you. So yeah, I mean, gosh, I'm extremely excited about that. I mean, that's way too big to be built just by a single studio. You need a company. You need you need a community to help you build this kind of huge universe. So yeah, really, that's really a perfect fit too. Gosh, and the
yeah,
website is just crazy.
yeah.
Wow.
The website has kind of sold me. I looked at it some time ago when they initially had some early posters and things. But they released this
Wow.
about a week ago, and yeah, it certainly looks very intriguing to me, and I look forward to it.
Wow. Amazing.
Apparently the
Really
renders,
impressive.
unlike some other ones as well, are representative what's in the game. It's not like some of the ones like Alien Worlds where they've got these kind of graphics that look really presentable, and then the game is vastly different. From the best I was able to tell, that this is quite representative of what it will look like. So,
Wow. That's exactly what the blockchain in gaming industry needs. I mean, if you look at the first blockchain games, it was really purely casual gaming. I mean, even Axie Infinity, I mean, in terms of graphic, but that's pretty cute, but that's not impressive. I mean, that's nice. That's impressive. That's really, really impressive. Wow.
so as well as some chicken derby, you'll be picking up some ships now, are you?
Oh my gosh.
I can't get all of that, guys. That's too much.
Awesome, guys. Awesome. Well, again, Zoup, thank you so much for joining us on the stream today. But before we end off the stream, there is one more question of Learn to Earn I do want to ask the community that Zoup have asked. What is the most profit made by a single punk holder? And again, the winner or the person that answers the quickest with the correct answer will be getting one whale. So super excited for that to see who is going to win. Again, what is the most profit made by a single punk holder?
It's a profit in dollar, and it's the complete profit from all the sales, not just a single sale. So basically, the profit between everything he has spent and everything he has generated as a profit in terms of USD.
Yeah, I think that's definitely an important distinction, because obviously we've had quite a change there.
Yep. So, whoa, so many answers. USD only. Oh, I haven't spot the right answer yet. 33. Some are really close, but 2 million. No, it's more than 2 million.
That text is scrolling very fast.
Yeah. So, well, I've spot something really close, but not the real one. Wow. Guys, 7 million. 35K? No, a little more than 35K.
I'm seeing some very close answers.
Yeah, I've spot 1, 2. Nope. Not yet. Almost. That's in millions. And just for information, it's only in 2021. This guy only sold CryptoPunks this year.
I wonder if we can give a bit more of a hint on maybe how many punks they sold.
Yeah, I can get you that, and I'll show you the exact balance of the top spenders and the top buyers. Yeah.
And I think we have a winner.
We have a winner.
It is the Ninja Turtles.
Once more. Congrats, Ninja Turtles.
Congratulations, Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. 25 million, exactly.
Not a bad way to start the year.
No, not at all.
So just to give you a global vision of what's going on in the space. So basically, what we have there is how much each wallet basically spent and made profit only with punks. So basically, number one, 25 million. Number two, 22 million, 18 million. So basically, just these guys this year. I mean, how many people made more than 1 million? 66 people made more than 1 million only with punks.
Wow.
That's crazy. But on the other end, you have these guys that basically spent more than 1 million in punks. So basically, how many wallets?
I guess for every million made by someone, a million's had to be spent by someone. So
exactly, that's the eternal cosmic balance of money, you know.
That's right.
Just that guy spent 8 million in July just in punks.
Wow. Well, thanks for coming on again. It's I mean, some of these figures have completely blown me away. I wouldn't have expected some of those prior to a chat just before this. There's some staggering figures there. So I look forward to joining you next time as well when you come back here and share some of these stats.
Zoup, it is absolutely a pleasure for you to join us and show us really the full picture in this space and show us a perspective that we wouldn't otherwise be, have a chance to be exposed to. I feel like a lot of times when you look on Twitter, we kind of compare our own portfolios with other people's, and especially seeing how these punks or NFT projects are selling for millions and tens of millions of dollars, I feel like it's easy to lose perspective. So again, thank you so much for bringing this back to us and really giving us a full picture. And that said, thank you so much, Zoup, for joining us. But be sure to check out our next episode of Live with Zoup the week after the next on the 30th. And be sure to check us out. But that said, please go check out Whale Office Hours right after this. And we will see you guys then. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Huge shout out to StreamText and congratulations to everyone who won the Learn to Earn game. And I hope everyone has an amazing day.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.